There's so much advice out there for artists on Instagram. I mean, post every day, post carousels with all sorts of beautiful photos, behind the scenes content that tell a story. Make very long captions on your posts that are basically the size of blogs that have all sorts of different keywords stuffed into them. There are lots of tips out there and I've been testing all of it. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what's working right now on Instagram for artists and what's just wasting your time. I studied the analytics from all of the posts I've made on Instagram over the past month. I tracked how many people saw them, who engaged, and whether those posts actually reached new audiences. And this isn't based on guesswork or trends or what some influencer told me that I'm just regurgitating that information that I heard off of another video on Here to You. This is based on real data, real numbers. And some things I found are going to really surprise you. I'd also like to emphasize that my account by no means is an influencer level account. I have 16,500 followers. So my results and the things that I'm posting might be quite similar to yours if you're watching this video, because you probably have a similar number of followers, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. But like me, you probably don't have 1 million followers or even 500,000 followers. And this is an important point to make because often we're getting tips from people who are influencers. They have 1 million followers. What works on an account with 1 million followers is a big difference from what's going to work on an account with 10,000 followers or 20,000 followers. So in this video, I'm going to show you the exact numbers, the exact data for different types of posts and what has succeeded and failed. First, carousels. I've been hearing everywhere online that carousels are the best thing for reach on the whole platform of Instagram. That if you post carousels with multiple photos, you add music to them, you have long captions, all this stuff, the right mix of things, you tell people a little bit of a story, share some insight behind the scenes things about your life as an artist, making your artwork, anything that will inspire another person or show them a peek behind the curtain, you know, a little bit of what it's like to be an artist. This will get you lots of reach and it will really help your account. And this is one of the biggest trends right now. And I figured, why not try it out? Well, here is what my data shows. Over the past month, my carousels were mostly shown to followers, not non-followers. And if you want to have reach, you want to have as many people seeing your post as possible, then of course you're gonna need to have non-followers seeing your posts. And why do you want non-followers? I think it kind of goes without saying, but if you want to get new followers, they need to not be followers, right? And so if you want to grow your account, you need to access non-followers. And so carousels, at least for my account, are not growing my audience at all. They're not getting my posts in front of those new viewers. In comparison to this, you can see that my reels are getting views by a lot more non-followers than my carousels. Even my static posts are getting more non-follower views than my carousels, which is surprising because if you ask the Instagram gurus of the world, static posts are basically dead and that you shouldn't use static posts, you should only do carousels or only do reels. But my data is showing something a little bit different. My static posts got considerably higher engagement than either my reels or my carousels. And this is surprising because carousels were supposed to be the thing that would get you more engagement because you have all these photos and you're telling a story and it kind of captivates people, it gets people into it so they want to read it, maybe has the long caption so they're going to spend time reading it. But that just wasn't the case in my posts. And I think I know why. My static image posts were things that people really wanted to see. They were posts about my newsletter and the freebie I'm giving away on there every month, which is a free print giveaway. People love to hear about that. Or coupon codes like 10 or 15% off my artwork. People who are following me are interested in that. Or that I have openings for custom pet portraits. Pretty much everybody who follows me on there is interested in custom work, custom pieces of their pets because most of them have pets. In contrast, my carousels had behind the scenes content. They were storytelling, but they were things about my life as an artist or maybe a new artwork that I just finished or a work in progress series of photos. And apparently the people who are following me on Instagram aren't that interested in the behind the scenes work in progress kind of photos, the storytelling style. they're more interested in what's in it for them. And so when I'm giving them a freebie or a discount code or an opportunity at a custom pet painting, that is what's in it for them. Next, I want to examine the captions, the really long captions. So what I did is I looked at some of my posts over the last month that had very long blog style captions, and I compared the activity and everything with them to posts that had very short captions. And I also want to let you know here that a lot of my posts, especially the ones with short captions, were recycled posts. So these are posts that I repost over and over again. I have Metricool set up. If you don't know what that is, it's a social media scheduler. Link to that in the description if you're needing such a thing. But I use Metricool. What I do is I load it up with 30 or 40 posts, and then I post several of them a week, just on a loop forever. And I've been doing this for several years, the same posts, just recycling, because people will see them once every 3 or 4 months. It's pretty awesome, and it saved me a lot of time. So all of those short posts were the recycled posts. And then the longer posts were new, fresh content that I've never posted on Instagram before. And as you can see, there was no noticeable difference between the short captions and the long captions when it came to people viewing them or anything except for the saves. Then there was a difference. The longer captions tended to get saved a lot more. Theoretically, this might boost engagement if people come back to that saved post later. But as far as I can tell with my experiments so far, I can't see that there's a real benefit to writing a huge long post. I mean, even if you use ChatGPT to help you write it, it still takes quite a bit of time. You have to read over what ChatGPT writes before you post it. And also, people can tell that ChatGPT is writing things for you. And so then, do you really want ChatGPT to be the one representing your brand? I mean, I don't know if I really do. And so there's all sorts of ethical issues and being authentic issues in that. But whether you write it yourself or use ChatGPT, either way, it's taking extra time. And if there's not a big benefit jump, then why would you do it? And so for me personally, I won't be writing really long blog style posts anymore, because I think that I'd rather put my time elsewhere in my art business, like making artwork. Moving on, the next recommendation is posting fresh content to your Instagram daily. And I wholeheartedly support this. But I don't think every post should be a fresh, brand new post. I think that you should be recycling and reposting your content. I've kind of touched on this before, but I'm going to share some data with you that's going to surprise you. If you're one of those people who's thinking, oh, I'm never going to repost things, I've heard from all of the experts on YouTube and everywhere else that you should not repost it, it's going to destroy your account. I want to show you some real data on my account, because I've been reposting 90% of my content for the last 2 years. Why, you ask? Well, I don't have the time to consistently post on my Instagram without doing this. That's why I love Metricool and their auto list features, where you can just load it up with things and just let it go, rinse and repeat forever. Now, what I do is have 1 or 2 posts a week that are fresh, but everything else is recycled. So I post 3 to 5 times a week Instagram Reels. And this is what I want to show you, the data on my Reels, because it is amazing. I've been using these same 60 Reels that I created 2 years ago on a loop forever on all of my social media accounts. No one's ever complained that they're seeing a video twice. And these are videos that did well for me on TikTok or Instagram when I initially posted them. So they're not my worst performing videos, but they're my upper performing videos. And these reposted Reels are getting me in front of more new people, more non-followers than any of the other posts that I'm making on Instagram. So if they were really that bad for your account, would they keep getting shown to people time and time again? Would they keep growing my account? No. So I think it's a perfectly fine thing to do. Now you're gonna have to decide for yourself the ratio of recycled content versus new content. Try to figure out what you feel is best for your Instagram and do all the testing and experimentation, because everyone's followers are different and everyone's account's different. So all of that said, if you've been trying to gain traction on Instagram, sell artwork on there, or even just get followers, just grow your account, you've been trying all of the advice that the experts are giving you, and you've been failing, but you kind of know it's not your fault. We're all struggling here. What it might be is a mismatch between the advice that you're getting, like the size of their accounts, and your account. And that's why I think it's important for all of us, all artists, to test, look at your analytics, and do some calculations. Compare different categories of posts. Just like I showed you that I did in this video, compare that data and see what's actually working and what isn't, because that can inform you to be able to make the proper decisions and how to move forward with your account and how to make the sales that you're really posting all of this for. If you found this video helpful, I have another one you can watch here. It breaks down the best social media platforms for artists right now. Hope you watch that and it helps. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.